Hello everyone and welcome to the next session of Core Java. In this session, in continuation with polymorphism, we will discuss about runtime polymorphism. What is runtime polymorphism? Again, polymorphism is nothing but one of the object-oriented programming concept where one entity is available in multiple forms at the same time. How many forms of entity will be utilized? Only one, right? Now, which form of entity is being utilized at a specific time is not known at the time of compilation. However, it is known at the time of execution or runtime. That is termed as runtime polymorphism. And this is achieved through method overriding. So first we are going to understand what is method overriding, and then we will see how can we achieve runtime polymorphism. So let's consider an example where I have a class named as polygon and it has got a variable named as area and a method calculate area which accepts these two parameters. This is some logic for calculating area of this particular rectangle, polygon, sorry. And I have a method public void display area, and it is printing area of polygon because I want to specify that yes, the method of polygon is here, it is getting executed, and this is printing area is whatever calculated area it is. So this is some logic. I know that this logic is not that applicable, but I'm considering it for the example point of view. And this is what I have. Now, I have another class which is rectangle. And what functionality I want is I want to calculate area of rectangle, and I also want to print calculated area of rectangle. Now, how many parameters are accepted by rectangle? Dimensions, width and length. So do I have any functionality which is already performing this task of calculating area with 2 dimensions and also printing the calculated area? So we already have this particular class named as polygon, and we have that functionality available. So the next point comes in my mind is, can I reuse that functionality? I will definitely, being a good developer, it is always should be a view of reutilizing existing code. Okay, so I will think of reusing that particular code. Question comes in my mind, which way? As a relationship or is a relationship? Here, can I say that rectangle has a polygon or polygon has a rectangle, or rectangle is a polygon? Obviously, rectangle is a polygon is the best way of implementing it. So, I will implement this polygon. Implement in the sense I will extend this particular polygon class. So now I have area variable, I have calculate area method, I have display area method. However, what I just sensed that, okay, there is a method calc area which takes 2 parameters, which is also requirement of rectangle, but the logic which is there in this particular calc area method is not as per my requirement, because the definition of calc area must be different than what is available, but it takes 2 parameters. So signature is I'm okay with, implementation I'm not okay with for rectangle class. So what I will do, I will keep the signature as it is. So I will make use of this calc. So I will make use of this calc area method as it is, and I will implement the logic as per my requirement. So what I have done here, I have kept the signature as it is and I have changed the implementation. Need is subclass needs to make use of same functionality, needs to follow the same standard, but its requirement is different than whatever is available in the superclass. So this is nothing but method overriding. When you have inheritance and superclass method must be defined in some different way, then that is termed as method overriding. Now another class I have, say for example, there is a class triangle. Triangle is also a polygon and I'll need 2 dimensions to calculate area of triangle. So what I will do, I will again override the method calc area. When I will be able to override the method? Whenever there is extends polygon is mentioned, right? So calc area, and the implementation which I need for this is 0.5 multiplied by L by W. And I will just add this particular code in this calc area. This will be for rectangle and this will be for triangle, because we haven't overridden display area. Why I don't need to redefine display area? Because it is okay. I'm okay with whatever implementation is provided by display area for me, right? I don't need to redefine that particular functionality. So let's create a main class where we will see how runtime polymorphism is achieved. Through this, we have implemented method overriding, right? Through this particular code, we have implemented method overriding. So, through method overriding, we have also achieved polymorphism. Polygon, rectangle, and triangle. These are related classes. They are in hierarchy, superclass, subclass. We know that this is single inheritance where one class can extend another one class at once. So, rectangle is extending polygon, triangle is extending polygon, and this calc area method is available in 3 different forms. Once in polygon, then in rectangle, then in triangle. So let's now see how can we achieve runtime polymorphism over here, right? For runtime polymorphism, what we need is we will create a reference of polygon. This is a reference of a class. This is not an object, right? This is just a variable of type polygon which does not point to any object currently and its default value is none. Now what can I have with this is when I'm creating reference of superclass, okay, it can hold its own object as well as object of any of its subclass. So polygon reference can hold object of its own as well as object of either rectangle or object of either triangle. This is termed upcasting. What is casting? when one type of data being stored in another type of variable, it is termed as casting because Java is strongly typed. So, being strongly typed programming language, once a variable is declared of a specific type, can hold only that type of, right? So, object of subclass being stored in reference of superclass. So this casting, this data storage is done in upward direction. That's why it is termed as upcast. And then we will call polygon dot calc area, and I will pass certain parameters to it. Display area, and I will copy this for rectangle object and also for triangle object. So now see, let's execute this particular code. And you can see that first this polygon is printed, area of polygon is calculated, rectangle is printed, means calc area of rectangle is called and area is calculated. Triangle is printed, means calc area of triangle is called and area is printed. That means when this object is created, calc area method of polygon is being executed, right? Now, by looking at this code, you might feel that, okay, here first object of polygon is created, now object of rectangle, now object of triangle. So how we have achieved runtime polymorphism through this? Here, instead of us, let's think from the perspective of compiler, right? Because what is the definition of runtime polymorphism is which form of entity is being utilized is not known at the time of compilation, and it is known at the time of execution. So let's see what compiler is doing over here. So compiler is checking the syntax. Okay, fine, one reference of type polygon is created. That reference is initialized with the object of polygon. Is it correct? Yes. Polygon.calc area and two values are being passed. It checks whether polygon variable capable, eligible to call this calc area method, which is accepting these two double values. So this call is valid, right? And display area, this method call is also valid. Then compiler comes here. Reference of superclass equal to object of subclass. Is it valid statement? Answer is yes. Why? Because reference of superclass can hold object of its own subclass. Then calc area method is called. Now, what compiler will check? Whether calc area method belongs to polygon class or calc area method belongs to rectangle class. Here, the calc area method is cross-checked against the polygon class calc area method. Why? Because here the type of polygon is polygon. Even though I say that I have stored object of rectangle, are objects created at compile time? No. Objects are runtime entities and they are created at runtime. So at the compile time, this statement is not executed. It is just compiled, right? At execution time, this object will be created and polygon will be initialized with this rectangle object. Then display area method will be called. Same thing will be checked with the triangle class. Again here, this calc area method will be cross-checked against calc area method of polygon. So every time at the time of compilation, this calc area method check is done against the method of polygon. However, at the time of execution, first time, as this variable is holding object of polygon, calc area method of polygon is executed. Here, when the object of rectangle is created, calc area method of rectangle is being executed. And here, as object of triangle is created, calc area method of triangle is being executed. So, which form of entity is being utilized is decided on what type of object is stored in that particular variable. It is not pre-decided, right? In this way, through method overriding and upcasting, we can achieve runtime polymorphism. Thank you.